What's going on, Leo? Welcome to my channel, Divine Nudges, where we're getting ready to do your monthly reading. I am a bit behind, probably posting this mid-month. So just so that you know, I usually do 2 tarot readings a month per sign, one in the beginning of the month, one in the middle of the month. This time I'm going to be releasing them both pretty much at the same time in the middle of the month. So be sure to check out your other Leo reading from me, especially if this one resonates with you. For those of you whom are returning, you already know what the deal is. I am very shadow focused because I want to know what our internal blockages are so that we can remove them and reclaim our power. So we're going to start with shadow energies, but we're going to tap into a little bit of everything. So hang on for the ride, Leo. Immediately, I'm seeing that you are experiencing some anger during the month of December. Okay. And you're being nudged, you're being divinely nudged to use its fire to transform and not to destroy. Perhaps people have given up on you. Perhaps people are testing your will. Or perhaps you feel like people are not valuing you as you should be valued. But what are you going to do with that energy? How are you going to channel that energy? Are you going to channel it in a way that feeds their narrative or in a way that feeds your narrative? Because if you channel it in a way that feeds your narrative, then you're going to make everything about you, about improving yourself, about growth, about development, about self-empowerment. What else do we have for shadow energy? Yeah, I see someone's really going to be pissing you off. Again, due to the timing of this reading, you may have already experienced this energy, okay? But I'm hearing rage, okay? Someone is going to make you feel enraged. It says here, illusion, okay? So seek reality, even if it's raw and challenging. So this tells me, Leo, that there may be a need for accountability, okay? Did you at some point allow yourself to fantasize more than live in the real world? Did you create a fantasy world that was pretty much an illusion of your own, um, where everything and everyone was perfect? And now everything and everyone has fallen short of it because it was an illusion. It wasn't based on the reality of who and what people and things are. So tying these 2 shadow messages together tells me that using this fire to transform and not to destroy means that there is some accountability here for you to take. Don't lose sight of that. Um, at all times, remember that with every choice, every action, every decision, we create karma for ourselves. So if we attempt to punish another for karma that we created in our own lives, not only do you still have to clear out your own karma, but you're creating new karma for coming after someone erroneously, inaccurately, without them truly being as accountable as you're making them out to be. Okay, so just be careful with this anger. Okay, yeah, I see where you may be feeling some shame and you may be tempted to cover up the shame with blame. Okay, but embrace your flaws. They are part of your unique story. Okay, it's like they say, your scars tell your story, so do your flaws. Okay, because there's gonna be a day where you look back at your flaws and realize how they enabled you to achieve certain things, to meet certain people that led you to experiences and knowledge and wisdom that may have not been exposed to you had those flaws not existed. So, weather the storm of shame. There's nothing to be ashamed about. It's like taking a fall. I remember one point in time in my life, I used to be embarrassed when I fell. And then when I realized that there are so many people in this world who fall, they topple, we all do. Sometimes our ankle gives out, sometimes we trip over something, whatevs. It actually became a little bit funny to me. And I give everyone permission to laugh at me when I fall because it's it's a reminder of how perfectly imperfect we all are. And there is some relief in knowing that when I tumble, when I fall, when you tumble, when you fall, we are being perfectly human. Okay, so I feel like there's someone here who needs to hear that, Leo, my love. Let's keep going with oracle messages. Let's keep going with oracle messages. I love this little deck here. This deck here is sassy, and I'm a sassy one myself. So when I saw it, I was like, my viewers are going to need some of this sass, baby. Absolutely. What other messages do we have for Leo spirit? What messages do we have for Leo right now at the time of them hearing this message? Alrighty, it says here, give me Nirvana I can dance to. Nirvana was a group, right? A rock and roll group back in the day. Give me Nirvana I can dance to. And it says here, like no one's watching, or if they are, give it up. So there you go. Dance like no one's watching. Exactly what we were just talking about. You can dance like you have two left feet. It's okay because a lot of other people do too. And so if you turn shame into anger because you're avoiding your own flaws, that's going to be the bigger mistake. That's what's going to make you look more foolish than the actual flaws themselves. What else do we have here? It says Hakuna Moscato. Now, obviously, drink responsibly. I'm not encouraging anyone to partake in escapist behavior or any kind of addictive behavior. But it says here a toast to no worries, Leo. So here's the thing. I'm sensing that your worries are going to be relieved. Okay, there may be some things that are on your mind that are causing some anxiety, but there's nothing to worry about. Okay, spirit is basically telling you chill, relax, again, be responsible. If, drinking a glass of wine is not the ideal outlet for you, whatever it is, find your outlet and do it peacefully because you have nothing to worry about. Yeah, look, it says take a hint from a sloth. Isn't that a cute little sloth? It says slow the F down. Okay, slow the F down. So some of you may be running circles around yourself. Okay, some of you may be running circles around yourself right now because you feel like you have to be busy. You feel like you have something to prove. You feel like you have to retrace your steps. And right now, the universe is telling you actually chill. Right now is just a time to chill, relax, and don't worry, because you may inadvertently, like I said, with the anger, you may inadvertently create things for you to worry about because you're trying to eliminate things to worry about. I hope that makes sense. We have here peace, love, and yoga pants. Okay, so maybe take a yoga class, partake in some meditation. It says, oh, and fuzzy slippers. So right now, there are some of you who are watching this right now wearing fuzzy slippers. You are already chilling. You're like, you know what? Not my circus, not my monkeys. Okay, some of you are already in that vibe. Good for you. There's a need to keep your word. Okay, there's a need to keep your word. So if you're making any promises to someone, it says here something so right about that. Okay, something so right about that. So Um, there's a need for you to keep your words, all right? Don't make yourself look like a liar in the presence of others. I'm sensing that you may have made a promise to someone or a deal with someone, um, and you need to keep your word about that, because there may not be any more chances if you don't. Okay, so again, I'm picking up on a lot of karmic energy, Leo, during this reading, but it's the kind of karmic energy where you got to be careful what you do. You got to be careful what you say. There are karma coins all around you at this time, but they can be positive and negative karma depending on you. Okay, so um, just keep that front and center. Spirit, what else do we have for Leo? It says here, say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. Okay, say bye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. Okay, so with that said, you may have some people that you need to cut off right now, Leo. You may have some beliefs, some attitudes. There are some attitudes or beliefs that made you engage with the wrong people in the past. Okay, you felt like you had to live a certain life. You felt like maybe some of it could be childhood trauma and childhood wounds that hadn't closed and made you think that you had to subject yourself to certain treatment. Whatever it is from your past, leave that baggage behind. What else do we have for Leo spirit? And unfortunately, baggage is a lot to do with the people that we've picked up along the way because of our own mindset at one point in time. It says, stop looking outside of yourself for the answers. You already know them. So are you ignoring your intuition right now, Leo, or are you trusting your intuition? Because there is a need for you to trust your intuition at this time. And also that lets me know, do not look for validation from the outside world. That is a way in which we make ourselves vulnerable to other people, is by seeking outside validation. People can take advantage of someone's need to be validated. Okay, and they may try to make you work for their validation when really you don't have to. That's just something that they understand can be done since you want it. It says you're too amazing to follow everyone else. Forge your own path. So there's something here, Leo. There's something here. There's a purpose here for you to fill. There's a project or a job or a hobby. There's a calling that you have here, Leo, that is unique to you. And you do not, maybe perhaps at this time you're trying to get in where you fit in and you're trying to follow the trends and keep up with the status quo, but you actually have your own calling. And that doesn't mean that it won't overlap with trends and the status quo. But what it means is that you don't have to participate in the rat race. Okay, you're your own competition. You have your own lane, and take peace in knowing that you have your own lane, because that relieves you of some of the burden of having to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with everyone else. In other words, you came to this world, you came to this existence in this lifetime with a purpose. So take peace in knowing that. Forge your own path. I love this. You're too amazing to follow everyone else. Love, love, love. All righty. Let's keep going with these oracle decks. I'm going to be pulling some tarot cards, but closer to the end. So I got a few oracle decks that I'm going to be pulling here. It says here, I can only count on myself. Leo, you may be moving. But it says here I can only count on myself. So you may be feeling, but look, it says here, do not panic. Okay, so if you do have to move, If you do have to relocate, it says here, do not panic, because you're not by yourself. Spirit has your back. Okay. Um, there may be there may be a storm that you are going to have to weather alone and independently. That is actually for your own growth, though. That is actually for your own good. There is a lesson to be learned in all of this. And it is understanding why you attach yourself to others and realizing that in the end, it wasn't what you thought. Like your reason for attaching yourself to others, it was almost transactional. It was almost as if you thought that by attaching yourself to people in a certain way, uh, that they would be around forever. There's a lesson to be learned in about attachment and codependencies here for you, Leo. So don't panic, because this is all part of your path. This is all part of your journey. This has already been predisposed and laid out for you. Souls come to earth with a set of experiences to help them develop and grow, and elevate their vibration and their consciousness. And this is one thing that is in your path for those purposes. Yeah. Look, and that's just it. Take care of yourself. This is the lesson. This is the lesson, that you should be taking care of yourself and not others. So if you were attaching yourself to others by overextending yourself to them, and then in the end, you're like, I can only count on myself. What did I do all of that for? Right? So the lesson here is take care of yourself, but do not panic. So be kind to yourself. Do not beat yourself up, for any mistakes that you've made, for, again, any flaws. Don't, you know what? Shame is a useless emotion. It's a useless emotion. It's just because it's a distraction. All right, let's look at money and career advice for you, Leo. Money and career. Ooh, financial freedom. Strive for financial freedom. Increase your income, reduce unnecessary expenses, and invest wisely to achieve independence and security. Okay, so this, I feel as if though that's the path you're headed towards. Okay, you're headed towards maybe being your own. But remember, we were just talking about forging your own path, having your own purpose, being in your own lane. Okay, I see where that's accessible for you. That's manifestable. Manifestable. Yes, I made that word up, but I stumbled over it. Manifestable to you. Okay. And so find ways, it could be side hustles, whatever, to increase your income and reduce unnecessary expenses. And look at here, Leo, financial boundaries is one of the biggest ways that you're going to reduce unnecessary expenses. It says establish and maintain financial boundaries, communicate clearly with family and friends, avoid lending money you can't afford, and prioritize your financial health. Again, taking care of yourself. Leo, I'm sensing that you right now, if your financial boundaries had been stronger, healthier, you would have more financial freedom at this time. But again, this isn't for you to look back at your past mistakes and beat yourself up for it and think that it's too late, because it's not. Yeah, look, mindful spending. Practice mindful spending, evaluate your purchases, differentiate between needs and wants, and make conscious decisions to enhance your financial well-being. So, Leo, the path is being laid out here for you. You have financial concerns at this time, and the universe is saying, look, mistakes have been made, but financial freedom is accessible to you. And here's how you're going to achieve it: through financial boundaries and mindful spending. Okay. Let's see what else we have for you for money and career. Oh, that's a lot. Performance evaluation. Some of you maybe time for a performance evaluation at work. Something here about a toxic work environment. So if you get, oh yeah, and an interview. Okay. So some of you may be trying to leave a toxic work environment. It could be that you got an unfavorable performance evaluation where you're being blamed for things that really aren't your fault. The work environment itself is toxic, but management doesn't hold themselves accountable for that. Okay. And it could also be that they just don't issue good performance reviews as a policy, as a matter of routine and course, so that they can avoid, giving promotions and raises or something like that. But I see here, Leo, where your path is to start looking for other jobs because of this toxic work environment. Be mindful that you oh, look, unexpected income. For some of you, you may be investing in the stock market. The stock market is freaking booming right now. Okay. There's a lot going on, especially in the realm of cryptocurrency. So some of you may have already been kind of setting yourselves up for financial freedom. And so if when you get this unexpected income, my loves, you're going to have to set financial boundaries and be mindful of your spending. Because if by chance you feel like I'm going to walk off the job, okay, in order to stretch out this unexpected income, you're going to have to be mindful about your spending, okay? One more from this deck before I pull some love messages for Leo. One more, one more. Yeah, budget. That's it, okay? Like I said, the financial path is being laid out for you. Just making good, healthy financial decisions for yourself is really what's going to put you in the best financial position at this time. Okay. All right. Let's look a little bit at love. Let's look a bit at love. Leo, so your second reading for the month is going to be about how they feel about you. Let's call it a vibe check-in or a connections report with all of the signs, okay? So it's going to be an all signs reading, like what's going on with your connections with all of the signs, okay? What about love for Leo, Spirit? What love messages do we have for Leo? What love messages? Pretending. It's easier to pretend everything's okay rather than confront the truth. If you are in a connection right now where things are going wrong, you're being advised to not not pretend. First of all, show up as your authentic self. And by the way, Leo, that's been coming up a lot for you in my readings throughout this year, is a need for authenticity. That was one of the shadow aspects that came up for the sign of Leo earlier in the year, I think around the summer months. So you need to show up as your authentic self. That's the only way you're going to know if people are really there because of who you are versus what you can do for them. But also, I may be talking to someone who's in a connection that they're not really feeling happy or fulfilled in. And look at what it says here: you're hot. There's someone out there who thinks you're incredibly hot. It says, and I'm super attracted to you. Okay. And this person. Okay. So here's the thing: if you meet someone new, bring your authentic self, because there's a balance here. It says, I love how well we complement each other and balance each other out. If you do not show up as your authentic self, that balance is not going to exist, because this person is well balanced with your authentic self. It says here, best friend. I love that I can confide in you about anything. You've been so supportive, and I'm fortunate to have you in my life. It did come out in the reverse. So maybe some of you are feeling, in terms of connections, and it could be platonic, that you're going through something with a best friend right now, that you don't really feel like you can count on your best friend, or that you're going through a lull with your best friend. But here's the thing. This is what there's a connection, there's an energy concerning love here, where there's a potential for someone to be your best friend, for you to complement each other, and for there to be attraction here. Okay. And there could also be a message for someone who's pretending that, oh, we're so well for each other, and oh, we're best friends, and oh, we're so attracted to each other, but you're really not. This is family. Family is very important to me. How would you feel about us becoming a family? So this could be, I could be talking to someone who's married. I could be talking to someone who's in a marriage, that they're just pretending to be happy, and you need more balance. Look, it says here, stop, player. I'm more interested in the thrill of the chase than in forming meaningful relationships. So be very careful, Leo. If, for those of you who are single, um, you know, a player is a red flag. Okay. Someone who's playing games, mind games, leaves you confused. You have more questions than answers. That's going to be a red flag that you need to walk away from. Okay, if this person doesn't feel like a friend, friends are loving, they're caring, they're nurturing, they have our best interest in mind, that's going to be a red flag. Okay, for you, family is very important. So be careful that someone's not pretending that, oh, family is very important, but they're really a player. And they could just think that you're super hot, or you can think that they're super hot. Okay, so I feel like there's a mix, a blend of messages here when it comes. Yeah, and look, stop letting people use you, Leo. It says, maybe I have some ulterior motives. Do you think I might be taking advantage of you? That's another red flag for you. That was at the bottom of the deck. Last one, toxic. If our relationship is going to have such a negative impact on your mental health, maybe you're better off without me. So that almost sounds like narcissistic energy, but it's true. It's not a lie. If you're in a connection where you're having where the connection is having a negative impact on your mental health, then you're better off without that connection. Perhaps you're telling someone that, though, Leo, this month. Perhaps someone is telling you that. Specifically speaking to those who are in perhaps a marriage that's unfulfilling at this time, or where you haven't been happy for a really long time. All right. I'm gonna have to. I spend a lot of times on oracle cards, so I'm gonna kind of have to rush through this tarot piece. Well, let's see. I'll let spirit guide me. What tarot messages do we have? Yeah, right now you're focusing on your money. Some of you may be focusing on your children, how to provide for your children. You're looking for new opportunities. Yeah, some of you are looking for a new work environment. Some of you may be hearing about potential jobs that are out there, potential opportunities to collaborate with others, something about networking here. So some of you have been networking, in search of new opportunities, and you may be hearing from your network soon about a new job. We have here the King of Swords. So, um, hmm. Let's see. What's this King of Swords energy? What's this King of Swords? Okay, so the King of Swords in the reverse can be someone who's cold, who's detached, who's a bit miserable, who's very very controlling. Okay, so picking up on some energy here. Not sure if that, it just felt a little bit abrupt, like we were talking about work. Okay, so some of you may feel, again, with a toxic work environment, some of you may feel like you have a miserable manager. Okay, so you're looking to get away from them. Just make sure you're not walking towards that. So definitely, get a good understanding of the work environment. Yeah, some of you may have a manager that really they micromanage you, they overwhelm you with work. You're looking to like put your burdens down. You're looking to also step away from an energy in your life that's cold and detached, that's not loving, that's not nurturing. And this could be in the realm of work, but this could be in the realm of life, relationships, friendships, any kind of connections that you have where you feel like someone's not showing you loving, kind, nurturing energy, you're going to be walking away from that, or you're certainly being divinely nudged to do so. Yeah, it's a time to walk. There's been a lot of worries about your financial situation. Um, this has been having a very negative impact on you, Leo. So you're definitely being divinely nudged to take action on this, to take control of this situation. You don't have to keep dealing with this. Leo, the video did cut off for a moment there, so these two cards were not on the table just a moment ago, and they are now. um what I was saying is that you don't have to. So I'm sensing that there could be a Leo here that I'm talking to who's in a marriage. They're doing it for their children. They're doing it for their family. They're doing it, pooling your resources together to give your children the best possible chance. But this is making you miserable. You are so unhappy. Look, here we have the Three of Cups in the reverse next to the Queen of Wands. You're the Queen of Wands. Okay, you feel like you've lost your confidence, you feel like you've lost your spark even. Okay, and you're realizing that it's too much of a sacrifice. You're not at peace. You're not at peace in a connection and in a situation. Okay, so again, for some of you, this absolutely is about a relationship here, and for others of you, this is about work. You've been trying to be a team player. You've been trying to put your best foot forward, but you have a very miserable, detached, cold-hearted manager. And you're up at night. You're miserable. It's giving you anxiety, and it's negatively impacting your mental health. Okay, so Spirit is acknowledging that, Leo. You're not imagining it. Okay, that's really what's going on here. So, you definitely have the blessing to change your course. Okay, and don't worry. When it comes to making the best decision for your mental health, for your well being, for self nurturing, self love, and self care, that is not something to worry about. Even though sacrifices have to be made along the path, the universe absolutely will support anyone who acts in their best interest and in the interest of their best and highest good. So if you feel like what's going to be the fallout, what's going to be the consequences of me, doing what's best for me, that's actually the path. Doing what's best for you is the path. Okay. All right, Leo, I'm going to leave you here. As I said, if you're interested in knowing what the connection report is for you in a specific sign, check out your other reading for the month of December. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, please, if you've made it this far, smash the like button, baby. This is a very new channel, and I don't think I'm even getting 20 likes a video at this point in my life. So please help me get 20 likes on this video at the very least. Not asking for much at all. I would really appreciate it. All right. Talk to you soon.